I'm going to be painting this donut, and I'm going to be using gouache paints for that. Also, this is basically for the prompt bakery, which is being hosted as a Stilltober challenge on Instagram by Very Berry Draws. So she hosts this challenge every October with that Inktober challenge, but it is Stilltober, that is, you make something in still life. So I'll be painting this donut for today. Okay, so I'm going to be keeping it here, and we're going to be basically, breaking it down into understanding how you have to use gouache. For the sketch, I'll be going in with my 0.5, no, it's a 0.05 micron tip pen. It's a water resistant pen. And I'm just going to be sketching it pretty loosely just to show that it's a donut. And instead of going in with straight lines, with curved lines, I'm just going to go with some lines. And that's how we're going to go. Yeah. Some mistakes in the drawing. And yeah, got it. We can do corrections later on. Just getting the basic donut shape. It has a shadow. Shadow is always brown, and we're going to be like trying to fit it in this. Okay? That's how we're going to go about with it. Now we're going to be using gouache for this session. And when painting with gouache, keep a spritz bottle with water. Just spray very mildly over the whole thing. I'm going to start with a flat brush. Now you can see I've already marked in the colors, and if we see it in black and white, we can see we have the dark tones, we have the mid tones, we have the very light tones. So we have like 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We have 5 values over here which we are going to be working out on, but we're going to be sticking over here with the colors. Okay, so let's start basically first with the shadows. Let's start with the shadows and the darker areas, and I'm going to be using my 1-inch flat brush. When painting with gouache, don't keep a very wet brush because it's not watercolors, it's gouache and it's kind of opaque. So we keep it moist or damp, I would say. And we're going to be keeping a sponge over here to remove the excess water. Okay, and a tissue just to wipe off all the colors. So let's start with the background. Now the background is kind of like a dark blue. So using blue, adding in a little bit of violet into it, and maybe a little bit of the burnt umber. And what we're going to do is we're going to be checking the color over here. And that's a nice color, kind of, yes. And just taking a little water. Okay, so let's get it. Yeah, so we have that color, and we're going to be just in areas where we feel. If it's dragging, you can add a little bit of the water. Okay, we are having this lovely shadow. Now we're going in with the background color. Okay, I'm going to be washing this off, and we're going in with the lighter blue. So for that we're taking blue, and we'll take in some white. Keep the spray bottle here close by, spraying onto the color and not dipping my brush into water, and we're going to check if this is fine. It's kind of a little darker than what we need, so taking in some more white. And if, as I said, that if your color feels like it's dragging, then you can just use your spray bottle and spray a little bit on the color, and you will see that it doesn't, and you can keep on shifting the colors a bit. Like over here I want it a little more lighter, blending in the shadows, having softer edges, just a teeny bit of water for the color to spread easily. And this is the first layer. We can add in more layers with gouache, and that's what we're going to be doing. Now you can see this is more of like a violet blue. So just let's take a bit of the red, a bit of the blue, lots of white. And you know what? Where's my white? We need a lot of white. I'm just getting out some white, separately. Yeah, so I can just take it from that and not spoil the whole thing. Yeah. So we have this. It's kind of a little darker. We go in with a little bit of white. Yeah, that is still, I feel, a little darker. But maybe we can, play with it later on. And that's so smooth. So yeah, we have some kind of, what would you say? I want the shadow also to have some interesting. So we have the shadow going on like this, yeah. And that's nice. And I think we should go in with the occlusion shadow being a little more darker. Will make it much better looking. Yeah. So we have the occlusion shadow. So this is kind of looking good. Just washing off my brush now. And cleaning it here. Now if we want to blend in the shadows, we could go ahead with that. But now at this moment, we're just planning to fill up everything and then work on the other options. Now we're going in with the donut. So we have a really dark center over here, which is kind of brown. So we take burnt umber and we take a little bit of the red. Okay. And this is that brown. Yep. Again, keep a spritz bottle ready for the color. And we are going to go in with adding in more red, maybe a little bit of yellow ochre for this area. Hi Carolina, how are you? Okay, so we're going to be adding more colors. So at this moment we're just blocking in everything, wiping the brush off over here, and now we'll go with the pink in the end. Let's just go ahead and paint the donut. So we're going to take yellow ochre. Hi Nadia, how are you? So glad you could join in. Nadia is a very dear friend of mine. So good, Nadia, you could join in. Oh God, no English, Spanish. I'm so sorry, Carolina, I don't know Spanish. So we have okay, no blending at the moment. Just laying down color. And we can see that it has a lot of white over here. At this moment, that's all that we're going to be doing. Now for the brown that we had used, we're just going in and placing this here. Okay? So it has to be a little lighter also. And we've gone in with more exaggerated color, but that's okay. And we're going to be moving away this big brush. And now we're going to be mixing in the pinks. The sprinkles can wait. We're going to be doing the sprinkles later on, not now. So we're going in with pink and white. It has a touch of blue. Hi Abra, so good you could join. Abra is into anime. Am I right? Did I get that right? So now we're trying to mix this color, which is slightly darker, which is going to be used for the shadow area. So this is going to be the shadow area. Thanks, Abra. So now we're going to be painting the shadow area. There is a shadow over here. Now when you want to find out shadows, all you have to do is shift to black and white. And you will see that we have shadow areas over here, over here. We have a shadow over here. Yeah. That's our shadow. Okay. Also we have a slight shadow which is here. Okay. That's it. That's the shadow area. We wash it off. We come back to the photograph. Clean the brush, clean it on the sponge. And now we're going in with the pinks. Now for the pinks, there is a lot of white because it's like really light. So there are areas where it's like really light. Fine. So for those areas, it's going to be like over here. And no blending at this stage. Just place the color and leave it. Okay. There's lighter color over here. There is lighter color over here. Okay. Just seeing the darks and the light at this moment. Don't analyze it too much and don't worry if it's looking bad. At this moment, it's supposed to look bad. It's not supposed to look good from the beginning. Otherwise, if it's looking good, we would say the painting is done with. It has a slight blue. We're going to be seeing if this works. It's a little darker. Still dark. Okay, so now we're adding in the midtones. The sprinklers are going to come in the end. The sprinkles are going to come in the end, not now. It has a lighter and now we've covered up everything. So we wash our brush completely, dry it off and go in with the second layer, which is going to be more opaque. It's going to be much brighter in quite a few places. Now instead of removing the white like this, because it gets really spoiled, I have learned something new. That is, you keep the white out like that. I'll show you how. On the side of the palette, you keep it out like this, okay? So it doesn't get dirty. And you're going to be using the big brush, and we're going in with again the darker colors. That is, we're going to be taking blue. We're going to be taking a little bit of that burnt umber, and now my handy bottle, just one small spritz. Gives it a nice moist feel. And then I want brushwork to be visible. Wiping it here. I like that. Okay. Again, washing it, wiping it, and now going in with that. Now you need more color. Whenever you feel, that the color is kind of dragging, spritz bottle, don't dip your brush in water. Instead, just spray it very lightly, just one spritz. And now, let's just check how's the second layer. Yeah. So now I'm going to go in with a little darker color, more juicy. Keep dipping it into white. And having a nice brushwork. Maybe more white. Now if there's too much water, then what will happen is it starts mixing with the color which is on the base. If there's less water, it won't mix. So you need to see that you don't have too much water. See, like if you don't add too much water, it will stay. So we have the background now really vibrant. It has a lot of texture. It's looking kind of good. And we could also do one thing is we could, have this color showing off in the reflections. We'll blend it now, don't worry, it's not going to be like this, but it's going to be there. This brush is done with. The colors are more opaque now, so again we'll go with, in the same way, we're going to go within the, now is the time to just take a little spritz. That's it. This is quite white and you can see here, oops, it's quite light. So we're going to be adding that. Just a bit over here too. Okay. That same thing is going to be a bit over here too. And you can automatically see it starts looking lighter now. Okay. Not going to be washing it, just cleaning it on this. Going in with a little bit of that darker color for here. I like that. Maybe, just a little bit on the shadow part. Fingers are a great tool to paint. Should try it. And if you feel it's too much, take a little bit of that white. And yeah, So that's kind of looking quite decent. Try to cover up all the areas where you feel, clean up, clean up, clean up. Because now, once we do this pink topping, we're going to be shifting to the sprinkles. Okay? So now, let's mix up some colors. So we have this dark, which is over here. And we go in with a little reddish. And at this stage, we can blend in a bit. Yeah, I'm going in with a little blended. Lighter colors. I'm just dipping my brush in everything that is there around. All the pinks. Blending in. Now I need white. And I'm going to be using the white. Oops, 1 second. I'm going to be using the white over here. See, when it's not having any water in it, it'll give you these harsh lines, okay? In the end, we could yeah, that's nice. And now it's looking good. It's having a nice look now. Highlights will come later on. This is not the stage to put any highlights. We do have this dark area which is like I think I'm going in with a little bit of orange. Over here. That's looking better. So yeah, we've got the basic thing done now. It's now time for the sprinkles, and you need to put away all the big brushes. If there's need for anything else, we can come on later on over here. I just feel yeah, it's too much white. Keeping this also aside, and now coming in with a really thin brush. Now what is this for? We're going to be putting in just basic sprinkles, not each and every sprinkle over there, just a little bit touch of sprinkles. And for that, we're going in with the shadow color first. Now that is this color which we had. We're going to be just, making small dashes. Maybe it needs to be darker here. Just basic. It can be a little lighter in these areas. I'm just putting it very randomly, not putting too much thought into it. Just in the lighter areas, it's more light. And in the darker areas, it's slightly darker so that the shadow is visible. Okay. Already it looks like we have some sprinkles, but they are not of a good color. Okay. So just wash off the brush now. Clean it, remove the excess water. And let's add in a few colors. So we have greens. So let's add green, let's add blue, and let's add yellow. Okay. So we'll add some greens, we'll add some yellows. So again for green, the sprinkles are really nice, bright in color. So we're going in with really bright colors. And now wherever there's a shadow, now you know the light is coming here. So we can okay. Just keep on adding. We'll add some whites also. We've got quite a nice amount of greens. Yeah, now let's go in with, just wash this brush really well. Let's go in with some yellows. Clean it up. We don't want too much of water now. Let's go in with white and yellow, I guess. We'll add in some whites also later on, just for fun. There are some whites. Now I'm going with the yellow. You can see it adds a nice shadow. Maybe we need to add some blues now. The green looks very dull now. Let's add some more yellow into it. Let's lighten it up. Better? More yellow in it. Because you want to show that the light is falling now, so it has to be lighter. Let's drop some over here too, just for fun. It's not there in the reference. And you can see now you cannot make out. But when I add in a little bit of shadow, automatically it's visible. Let's add some yellows also. some shadows for that. Some blues now on the... Yeah, let's make some blues. Why blues? Let's go for some other color. Let's go with some violets. And let's add some white. You can use a thinner brush. You'll get much better results. Yeah, it's nearly done. Let's add in a few lines of really strong highlights. Like we have, oops, too much of water. It's too much water. Need to blend that now. Okay. That's better. It's got a nice... And we can do the same over here. With a little bit of shadow. Needs blending. And yeah, I think it's quite decent and we're quite done with the whole thing. We could add this. A little bit of the white. Some more white. This is quite a thin brush. Should have used a bigger brush. Yeah. Kind of liking this. So what do you feel? We did a good job? I'm quite happy with the way it's turned out. Quite liking it. And I think I'll call it a day. We have some nice color mixes. We have some good highlights. You could add in some... Glad you like it, Nadia. I hope you try it out. Did you paint along? Did you paint along? With gouache, oops, that's what happens when you use a dirty brush. With gouache, you can go ahead and do a lot. Hey, great. I just hope you try it out and you paint it and you share it on Instagram so I can share it in my stories. Because I would love to share it in my stories. So if you paint it, share it. And you could add layers and layers, I tell you. I think I should stop now. It's got a nice feel. I don't want to mess it up. This looks too dark, so I'm going to go in with, yeah, much better. Perfect. Let's add a white. Yeah, just a little bit. Oh, great, you've done it with acrylics. Actually, I wanted to do it with acrylics, but I thought let's do it with gouache and give it that oil painterly look. Because it's quite, I feel, like oils. Yeah, I think now I'm done and I'm going to be stopping. So I'm so glad you guys could join in. It was wonderful having you on board. And I do a live every Saturday, and if I get the time, even on a Wednesday. But mostly every Saturday you will see my live. And this was for the Stilltober challenge, which is going on. It's hosted by Very Berry Draws on Instagram. And this was the prompt bakery. And I hope you guys enjoyed this session, and if you try it out, do share it on Instagram, tag me Conversations with Canvas, and I'll see you soon for more art magic on Conversations with Canvas. Bye bye, take care, love you, see ya.